All right. What's up, everyone? Daddy Robux here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Rime of the Frostmaiden. Lane, I think you should look at Giz's camera. uh, Eris is our DM through this series, so I'm going to turn it over to her so that she can give us a recap, because it's been a little while, and most of us have forgotten what we were doing. Eris.
Forgotten? At
Not
my
me. I said
table?
most of us,
Oh,
and I
okay.
only said us because I
True.
wanted to not put anybody on the spot. But I specifically meant Junior. He is forgotten.
Well, and for any viewers who are tuning in new. Oh, let's see. We are on the Icewinddale map. And although the first town most people visit in 10 towns is Bryn Shander, that was actually the last of the 10 towns to be founded. Only a single cabin stood in the town's location, used as a stopover by those traveling to the other settlements of the Dale. At some point, craftsmen began to sell their scrimshaw outside the cabin. Other scrimshanders from other towns followed their lead. As the emerging trading hub for 10 towns, Bryn Shander has become a bustling town where goods that cannot be found in the frozen north, such as spices and fruits, wines, and hardwood lumber, meet the rare goods that can only be found here. Well, that's mostly the scrimshaw made from the bones of Knucklehead Trout. Oh, and goods made in the Dwarven Valley in the shadow of Kelvin's cairn. Yes. In most regions, the heart and mercantile hub would be a thriving metropolis like Waterdeep. But this is Icewinddale. As the notable caravan master Bjorn Steelstrike so colorfully puts it, what's Bryn Shander like, you ask? It's 60 square humans packed together like fish in a barrel and smelling about as sweet. Its roads are paved with the muck of them cart horses you constantly rubbing shoulders with, and its alehouses are filled with scoundrels that no other city in Faerun would have. After 3 weeks on 10 Trail, though, you'll swear there was no lovelier sight. Our intrepid heroes here are longing for sight of Bryn Shander themselves, having captured the murderous Sephek Catro and clearing some dweger out of an abandoned inn, having gotten lost in a blizzard, stumbling into a rabbit's hole, and putting their muscles into helping some goblins get their wagon and heavy sled across the road. They've had about enough of trudging through the snow for now, but they aren't there yet. And we rejoin our party, trudging along the Eastway. You are free to move about the cabin. So, who's enjoying the snowball fight?
Snowball fight.
No? No?
Snowball fight.
Oh, what snowball fight?
I'm barely getting started right now.
No, I would imagine if we were taking shelter out of the snow while we were, because this is a long travel, right? So if we had stopped and had taken shelter, I would definitely not be, participating in any festivities. I would be watching our quarry, making sure that he did not try anything funky and attempt to escape. Very serious.
Well, if you listen carefully, you can hear kind of a ruckus, though, coming up the road.
Someone should probably check that out. And by someone, I mean not I. I'm staying with him. Point to Sephek.
Landor will try and track ahead and see what's going on up ahead.
I'll follow Landar.
Okay, well, are you still being carried by? I had our marching.
Oh crap! Yeah, I was being carried.
No, Azathoth. No, you're being carried by Azathoth. So Landar, you find your way going forward, and splat! A snowball hits you in the face, and there's a loud ruckus as 5 young men, maybe. Kind of hard to tell, are riding on these funny-looking bird things, maybe? And they're a-hooting and a-hollering and throwing snowballs around as they go traveling past.
I immediately pick up some snow, make a ball myself, and throw it back.
And they gang up on you, and you're just pelted with lots of snowballs until one of them says, "Hey, my bags are out!" And he scurries off and jumps off and is going to start reloading.
I go ahead, I'm like, what are you all doing?
And they're sort of shouting loud enough they're not really hearing it. It's like, what are we doing? What do you think we're doing? We're letting off some steam into this blasted cold and dark, and we don't like it, and throwing another snowball at you. Splat!
Hey, Dark. 3.5 years. Holy
Sounds like
shit,
you're just
my guy.
out here
Thank you
playing
very
around.
much.
And
Appreciate you
good
so,
on
so
you.
much.
So, where did you get those animals?
And they're continuing on. And one of them calls back, "Brand Shander!"
I'm going to take note of that and just head back to the group and be like, just a bunch of people playing around with snow fighting. Although they had some rather interesting axe beaks that were available on Brenshander. We might want to look into getting some of those.
He
I
does
prefer
look
to
like a very
eat
fluffy.
birds rather than ride them.
Yeah, but after a while, tracking through the snow by yourself does get tiresome.
Agreed.
All right. Well, we should probably start packing up and heading towards Brenshander. We need to get this guy back to the authorities, or to our benefactor.
Well, I'm just gonna grab him and kind of stand up. Shall we go then?
And
Hey,
not
Nine!
too far.
How
You
you
haven't
doing?
gone too
You
far.
excited
You've
for
gotten
tomorrow?
kind of around kind of a bit of a bend. And kind of through the kind of the snow and darkness and all, you see something up ahead. And as you get a little closer, you can kind of tell it's a cargo sled that's kind of been tipped over off half the side of the road.
I'm going to.
And as you get even a little closer yet, there seems to be a young tiefling couple that are working on trying to trudgedly put things, trying to right their sled and get things back on it.
Are you having
My
trouble? Trouble. Do you need help?
Oh, that would be kind of nice if you could help us get these logs back onto our sled. Oh, and the young woman, as she sits back and puts her arms to her lower back, you can see she's actually quite pregnant.
Huh. You look like you're about ready to pup. Of course we'll help.
Oh, I will be so glad when I do. Oh, thank you. And moving the logs back onto the thing. And actually, if several of you help, it really doesn't take very long. And as you take care of this, oh, thank you so much for the help. It's so nice seeing some nice people on the roads for a change, unlike those young hooligans that ran us off the road.
You're going to be talking about the ones with the axe beaks, would you?
Oh, did they harass you too?
With a few snowballs, yes.
Yeah, well, they sort of, I don't know, they scared our dogs and pulled it off, and I don't, but anyways, I've forgotten their names. It's been too long. Aha! I'm Elith, and this is my husband, Cuse. We're actually from Targos. We're trying to take the wood there. My husband.
Hello. Thank you for the sub.
We don't really
3
have
months,
much
man.
that we
Appreciate it.
can thank you with, although I do carve scrimshot. I have some buttons if that would be a suitable thank you.
No
And she
gift
digs
is
into a bag
necessary,
and
but
she
I will
pulls
accept
out a
this.
set of. She has a set of 6 very delicately carved buttons. There's a bear and a fox and a wolf and a reindeer and a cat and a goat. They're really nicely done.
Buttons.
Goat. I will treasure
Well,
this.
yeah, my husband laughed at me when I did the goat, but there are mountain goats around in the Icewinddales.
Ah, well, I would tell you this. If you make many of these, you could probably sell them to my people. The goat is a sacred animal. A likeness of the Ram Lord. I will treasure this.
The
Thank you.
Ram Lord, you say? And who are your people? Where would I take to trade?
His face gets dark for a minute, and he kind of waves dismissively. The Goliaths have many tribes in the mountains. Anywhere up towards the mountain peak, you're sure to find us.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the tip on that. I will definitely keep that in mind. I mean, not for the next few months, obviously, but yeah, that's a good tip. I'm so glad we have met you, and you're such nice people. I wish I could do more for you than give you buttons, but
Is anybody else going to take a fancy button?
Ooh, did they say there was one with a reindeer?
yes.
I'll take a
Yeah,
Susie button.
yeah, this one.
Yeah, I'll take a button too.
I mean, here, look, you take this. You can take the set of buttons. It'd be a little odd to just have one.
The whole set.
Most garments use multiple, but
Ooh, then I want the bear too, and I reach out and I take it.
I want the reindeer one.
okay. Well, so you
I'll
can take the
one
reindeer
for
one.
the fox.
Okay. So we have the bear, the fox. There's still a wolf and a crag cat that have not been claimed yet.
Landor, take the crag cat.
A cat, you said?
Yeah,
I'll take the
crag
fox.
cat. They're like mountain lions, like
Yeah.
Arctic mountain lions.
Then I will
Yeah, like
take
a
that one.
snow cross between a cougar and a snow leopard, I think. Something like that.
So they're big old kitties.
Yeah. And they're here in Icewinddale. Well, so if you make your way over to Targos at all, do feel free to stop into our furniture shop.
Furniture
Yeah,
shop.
and anytime we would even give you a discount. Yes, we have a furniture shop. My husband, that's what this wood is for. Is my husband carves. It's usually quite spendy because, of course, I mean we got this wood from Goodmead, and it takes quite a lot to transport it over. But there are people who get tired of sitting on furs and stone and things, and it's nice to have some wooden furniture.
Just imagine a nice custom-made chair. Well, just kick back by the. I might buy me a chair.
I can't see having need of furnishings. We are adventurers, nomads. I would certainly be able to use a sled. Do you sell sleds in your furniture shop?
We can certainly make you a sled.
Oh my god.
I mean, usually the various outfitters do that, but we would be happy to make you a sled for the. I mean, that you've done such a favor for us here, and just Easter spirits. So it's so much easier to it's after those hooligans that went by, and actually you start hearing whooping and hollering, and I was like, oh, they're on their way back again.
Landor picks up some snow, raises a snowball.
Seeing him pick up snow,
And they
I will also pick up snow.
And they come whooping and hollering and throwing snowballs, and the dogs and the sled start getting
First.
frantic and all this, and the couple are trying to calm the dogs pulling their sled. It's like, that's how we were run off the road the first time. Ugh.
I will dig into the snow and create a huge, massive snowball, large enough to knock one of those hooligans off their birds.
I would like to throw a snowball at them.
Okay, so you throw snowballs at them, and one of them is big enough, knocks off. It's like, hey, what you doing there? Watch what you're doing. Good heavens, these people can't even take a joke.
And you're causing unnecessary ruckus around here. You've knocked over the sled that we just helped set up, and you're about to knock it over again. Would you all just get out of here?
Yeah, they give rude gestures, and they head off, and they're heading back towards Brinchander.
Thaval, those children need to be disciplined.
Yeah,
Just
good luck
having a
with
bit of fun.
that.
Fun. This is not fun.
Yeah, they threw some
They
snowballs.
are creating confusion and delay. These people are trying to reach their destination, and their fun is impeding them. There is no use for mischief in Icewinddale.
Buzzkill. Just start walking off.
Yeah, and without mischief. Icewinddale would be a pretty bleak place indeed. Okay, so you continued on. And you're actually not that far from Brinchander, although it was pretty late in the afternoon. And so it's pretty late evening by the time you come into town.
Well, I suppose
So
we
where are
should,
you going to head now that you're in town?
we should drop off our captive and then, so that's somewhere to rest for the night.
So you're going to head over to the Brinchander. Where did she? She had you at the North Look was where she met you.
Yes, at some kind of inn.
And you had rooms there too.
That's right, we did.
Okay, so let's go to the.
Is that where she is? I would imagine before heading to rest at the inn, we would try to find her and dump off Sephek first, because then we don't have to worry about him
Okay.
anymore.
And I'm moving the players to the Brinchander map, and let me double check what she said. I think. What exactly did she say to you? What did I do with the reference sheet?
Well,
Pretty
when
sure
we
she
met
said
her,
that
she
we were
was like
monsters.
on a podium like around the central area.
At the
And
market.
then she asked us to come meet her up here, near where this inn was, to talk to her about it, and then sent us back down to go shop for supplies on her credit.
Yeah.
So I think
So
she's
the
actually
North
up by
Look-
the inn anyway.
Yeah, so the North Look, I'll move the party token up towards the North Look, and the Black Iron Blades, which is the Outfitters, was down here. And you originally met her in the Central Marketplace, which where the caravans were.
Okay. So I guess we would head to North Look and try to see if we can rendezvous with her there.
Okay. So the North Look it's nice and warm in there. It's a pretty lively evening, fairly late in the evening. Fair number of patrons have been there a while and are looking a little worse for the drink. But let's see, you go in there and you kind of look around. You do not see Hlyn immediately as you're looking around.
Melandor will go
Alright.
to the barkeep and ask if he's seen Helen.
Oh, an old scramsax is standing there. He's got his hands in his back. He said, "What was that? I didn't hear you at first."
Yes, Helen Trollbane. Have you seen her? Is she around here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she had supper here earlier. She's usually over at the spot over by the fireplace. Her old bones kind of ache, and I don't blame her. Mine are too. Mark my words, there's kind of another blizzard coming in tonight.
Thank you. So turn over towards where the fireplace is and try to see if she's over there, and let the party know if they didn't hear from the barkeep.
And you do find her in kind of a corner over there, sitting there talking with somebody with sort of a mug of something, probably ale, possibly beer or whatever, sitting there kind of by the fire. And she looks up. Oh, you're back. How did your errand go?
Kind of
I'm just gonna kind of
gesture
shove him
towards Sephek.
in front of her. Foof.
Pretty well, all told.
Oh! What? Um...
Ta-da! We got him.
So,
we did it.
Is he guilty? You
Uh,
didn't
he-
involve
he-
the authorities, did you?
He admitted
No.
to killing them himself.
You did? I presume you guys still have him gay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
we had to
recommend
put a gag on.
removing that. He does some goofy spellcasting stuff.
Okay, but... And she looks kind of around her. It's like, let's find a place a bit more private than this. Excuse me, won't you? She sort of gets up, and she's obviously, achy and creaking, and she takes you over to a building, maybe a block away, kind of behind the North Look. And it's like, but what am I supposed to do with him? You were supposed to take care of him. Is he guilty? You said he's guilty. You said he admitted it. So what's he doing here?
I would just like to take this moment to say, I told you so.
Well, I mean, I guess we thought we should, I don't know, turn him in?
Yeah, I mean, I assumed that that he would be tried for his crimes and, punished according to whatever the local law is, not just.
I thought it would be more of a
street.
You're new around here, aren't you?
like
See,
if he
the
dies, no
authorities
big deal.
weren't
I
doing
kind of
their
look at my god and say, what gave it away?
It's like,
So you believe.
So what did he
that
have to
the-
say for himself, since you say not to take the gag off?
He
Did he
claims
say why?
He is working on the behest of the Frostmaiden.
Okay, you realize the Frostmaiden is why we have all this winter, right? That's bad, right?
Of course, all the more reason that we should have just been done with him.
And the possibility
But
of
no,
killing him
don't you
could
see?
bring worse things to us.
Yes, I agree. If the cultists are as deeply ingrained in these parts as you seem to believe, then we could face retribution for killing him. If he is fairly high up among their order, then perhaps instead we could use him for leverage, or see if we can get information from him.
Okay, but where can we do that? I mean, I'm a retired adventurer. I'm a retired bounty hunter. I don't have a jail. And she looks at him kind of warily. His eyes just sort of gleam at her.
At this point, Tally's will turn to the party. She reminds me something of a hound chasing a cat. She's chasing and chasing and chasing, and finally gets it and has no idea what to do with it
Probably
now.
open my stream element so I can see what the heck you said. How you doing, Taryn?
Well,
Very
I hired adventurers because you tend to be a violent lot, and I thought you would have taken care of this.
You know,
should
I
have specified take care of then instead of bring them back alive. As a former bounty
True.
hunter, you know just as well as I do that bounties are worth more when they're still breathing than when they're pushing up daisies.
and
After all,
actually
you
I
say-
And she
Go ahead.
sits her back. It's like, that's probably a point.
I actually tend to be quite squeamish when people die. So
You
yeah,
did spend a lot of time talking about finding justice and whatnot. So I figured that there was going to be some sort of judicial system that'll handle it.
Well, there probably is, but I think she's implying that the cult that this man is a part of has infiltrated society to the point where he would simply go off free.
Well, I mean, he's all yours.
I would like to state again. Nope.
Yes, you could care to do the honors if that is what you are set upon.
I would like
Wait,
to
wait.
state again that here in the Dales, survival is the key focus for many of us. And if this creature is running around and taking the lives of those he deems worthy, then he is too much of a threat to allow to live. I agree with her. We should take him out back, behind the inn, and be done with this.
Oh, I'm fine, so long as it's her who's doing the deed. We needn't invite these harms upon ourselves. If his friend should want retribution.
My only concern is the fact that we have him captured and tied up. I think killing him at this point kind of makes us murderers. If we'd have done it at the time, then sure, that would have just been something that happens in the course of a fight. Had I realized that was going to be significant, an option, I might have increased the intensity of my flames somewhat.
I don't think I can live with knowing that we've just kind of murdered him and he's defenseless.
We've already bested him in battle while he was armed.
Well,
he
yeah,
had his
but
opportunity,
he was.
and he lost. His life is already forfeit, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but we've dragged him across,
You.
And even
What?
if he were to face fair trial, they would likely arrive at the conclusion of executing him either way.
Well, if you guys are going to murder him, I'm not having a part in it.
You don't have to. Just go stand over there. And let me know if someone's coming. And I kind of grab him by the collar, start to drag him out behind the inn.
I'll ask the dwarven lady. So, I mean, if we were to turn him into the authorities, would they deal with him and just kill him? Or would they be more inclined to let him go? This while he's being
Well, they weren't
dragged
very
out already.
strongly. They weren't very strongly trying to look for him.
Okay.
I don't know what they would.
Very well.
Think about it this way. I suspected, so my suspicions were that the people he was killing are those who've been bribing their way out of the lottery for the offering. Who do you think is being bribed?
I suppose that makes sense. Well, I guess if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. I'm sure our friend will have the deed done in short order, and we can get on with whatever comes next.
So Landar and Pip are pretty much going to be lookouts here because, Pip got demanded to be a lookout, and Landar was going to assist. Is
Is
anybody
he
around?
Is he walking on his own power?
I thought
He has been. I mean, you guys shackled
has
him and
been?
gagged him.
All right, I want to take the op
Wh-
attack when he walks by.
Okay.
Wait, we're still in the inn. No witnesses.
No,
No,
you're
they
not.
said
You're-
they
you
walked
took
out.
it to a more
Warehouse.
private place.
we're in a warehouse out back.
House.
Nice sneak attack.
He's like, "Come on, we're going out back," and just like stab.
Let me see what I did with this token. What did I do with this token? I had him on the random battle map, I think. Oh, I still have him on the random battle map.
Actually, with him being bound,
Outstanding.
I would have advantage on that if it doesn't kill him. I would like to crit fish.
Go for it.
Oh, nope.
Well, I'm gonna say he slit his throat as he went by, and he bleeds
Oh
out.
my god.
Weak.
So
I just imagine.
I mean, he could have recovered. You guys have rested. He could have, but you probably haven't fed him, so he had levels of exhaustion, and so he didn't have.
I'm gonna wheel around and look at Andwise. What? Why did you do that?
I imagine immediately upon seeing it, Pip hasn't walked out yet. He just starts gagging and like retching. He has to turn around.
Are you trying to pad your numbers? Is that it?
I know not what you speak of. You were gonna do the exact same thing I just did.
Yes,
Only
it was.
difference is-
It was
only
mine.
difference
I
is
had already
I'm
called
not
it.
wasting
I'm
time.
still counting it for me.
Landar, tell me when they're done. Is it gone yet?
No, it's the blood. It's gushing. It's horrible.
What is wrong with that one? He acts as if he's never seen viscera before.
Our bright
Yeah.
sunshine boy.
Oh no, blood.
And Lynn tells you of an appropriate midden that the body can probably be disposed of in.
Why do we need to dispose of it at all? We could just walk away.
All right, if you want to just leave it and walk away, okay.
The animals will take care of it.
She stops and thinks about it. Is it going to be tied back to her place? Maybe not. Or she, I was like, okay. Well, you've taken care of it. You know what? If you, I'll sweeten the pot a bit. I will give you the 100 gold that I promised, and I will give you a piece of some of my adventuring gear if you would take it out to a middens and get it out of my backyard.
Very well.
That was 100 per person. Was that
No,
100 per
total.
party?
Party.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
So you're going to take care of it and dispose of the evidence and dump it in a midden?
Of course, she's offering us more stuff. I don't remember. Was I holding on to party stuff, or are we splitting it now?
Have we had any party stuff yet?
Yeah, we haven't really had party stuff.
They
Some
just handed
items.
us a
you
sack
had-
of gold. Fine, we're splitting it.
So, and she pulls down, she says, I was never able to wear this myself, but it was too nice for me to ever get rid of it. But here, and she offers you a set of Adamantine Plate.
Oh,
Wow.
That's very, very nice, and I'm gonna pick it up.
Well, she's a dwarf, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, she could never wear it herself.
Oh,
It's too big for her.
Wrong size. It's too big, and I got it close enough to the end of my adventuring career. I never had it altered, And a couple of you looked like nice, likely, large people.
Pip's
I'm
still
gonna
like
look
hunched over
over
in the
at
background.
Cairo. What's up? Well, no objections. I'm gonna start putting on the gauntlet. Then the helmet. Continuing to put on different pieces over the next 10 minutes.
Hey, that's your hint. That's your hint, William.
All right.
Okay. I
So
guess
what,
you
he's
got
just
it.
taking all of them?
It's a suit of armor.
it's a
I
suit
was
of-
waiting for you to say if you had wanted it or not, and you didn't respond.
Okay, so what does it do again? I'm sorry, I was eating pizza.
It's plate armor. And it's adamantine plate, so whoever wears it can't be crit.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and I think me and you are the only ones that can wear it.
Okay.
I would like to lobby and say that I should get it because I really want it. And that's how it works. No.
It's the longest.
Okay,
No,
let's roll.
it's great for both of us, but I'm a warlock, so I don't have a very big hit point pool. So I would say crits are very bad for me.
Well, all right. I mean, since I just got the Periapt proof against poison, I guess it's your turn to.
That is a good point. Okay, fair is fair. And I'm gonna nod respectfully to Cairo, who has conceded to me the armor.
Yes, you are bigger and squishier than I am. You'll probably need this more.
Nope, don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Looking at the massive Goliath putting on this plate armor, and then looking at the dwarf and says, I can see why you probably couldn't wear it. It's
I thought about taking it down to black iron blades and all that, but it seemed such a shame to cut into the adamantine, and at that point I was close enough to retiring anyway, and I couldn't be bothered. So it's like,
oh, baby. I'm sorry. What?
But I consider this part of my offering to Oral for taking away her thing.
No,
anything
I'm
you can do to stop
over-encumbered.
her would be great.
How?
I have a suit of chainmail I need to sell.
I didn't think Goliath.
I suggest black iron blade.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna be off. I have some business at Black Iron Blades, you said.
All right. Well, for my part,
Okay.
I guess we're gonna take the
It's pretty late in the evening, and they're probably not still open tonight.
I'm gonna shake my adamantine gauntleted fist at the sky.
Well, it's at least late enough to dig a grave.
In a midden. Yeah.
Oh,
Stuff's pretty frozen. You wouldn't want to do it out in the...
Yes, but somebody knows with fire, it can soften the ground.
This is true. This is true. Okay. So are you guys going to head back to the Northlook?
Yeah.
Pip is.
How are you feeling, Pip? Are you still woozy?
I don't want to talk about it. I need to sit down.
Here, eat this, and I'm gonna pull up out of my pack. It's like a small parcel wrapped in terry cloth. You eat this; it'll help you feel better.
I'm gonna open it. What is it?
Salted fish, complete with head and eyes. Oh, sorry.
No, I don't want that.
Look, you just have to and I grab it with my hand, and then I grab
No,
the
no,
face
please.
and just
Please.
fucking top it off. There you go. Now it's ready.
No. I'm gonna shove it off like you get. He is holding something back, fierce. I need a drink.
What is wrong with him? This
I
happens
think
to be a
he's
favorite of mine.
he just has a weak stomach for things.
So, over at the Northlook. Are you going to bespeak rooms from our good innkeep, Sir Scramsax?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, right. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
Because money.
It's 16 to each person, I think.
But it's 16.66. So that's like 16 and 6 silver, and there's some funky... Yeah, there's funky math in there. I was getting the exchange rate calculator. Curse you, not gold coins!
We spend the 0.6 on food. That's
maybe
easy.
that's
option.
why I was asking if we were just gonna have one person hold. Party size 6. There it is. Everybody. Oh wait. I will volunteer to get shafted. 4 people get 16 gold, 6 silver, 7 copper. 2 people get 16 gold, 6 silver, 6 copper. I will be benevolent here and forfeit one of my coppers. That's.
Why did you just say that again, Chief?
Landara will as well. 'Cause
How many silver and copper?
It's in chat. 16, 6, and 7. Look how magnanimous I am. I'm wonderful, aren't I?
Tallies will gratefully take the extra copper.
It will also.
All right, I'm just.
We have rooms already in the lookout.
You did before. You yeah, you would need to get a room for the night.
Again.
I'm feeling very, very, very self-confident. I've got a shiny new set of armor, and being in such a great mood, I am going to offer to pay for my traveling companion's room for the night.
1 gold coin.
Yes, it's probably like a single gold for all of us. Again, I'm wonderful, aren't I? I am just treating you as if you were my own subjects.
So you go up to the grumbling innkeep?
Yes.
And innkeep and tavern keep?
Sir and or madam, I am not sure yet because I have no description of what you look like. But I would like to procure rooms.
He looks like a crotchety guy with stringy hair and apron and all this. I know. You think we humans all look alike.
Well, I would never dare to say this out loud.
I know your sort. I suppose you want something. What do you want?
Rooms. Enough to accommodate myself and all of the fine companions I travel with.
And how many is that? 1, 2, 5, 3, 9, 14.
I'm pretty sure that it's 6.
Okay. You each want separate rooms? 1 gold per room.
I have no qualms bunking with my companions. You shared bunks? Party all night? Drink?
Sure.
Peace?
yeah, it's probably best to stay together because we don't know what kind of blowback we might get for other things that have traveled to the.
Kind of give a side eye to Anwise. I guess same rooms could be fine.
All right. I don't know how many that is though. Is it 3?
We don't do food service upstairs though. If you want a meal, you'll have to come down here, and it's extra.
Wait. Can I take my own food into the rooms upstairs?
Yeah, if you don't make a mess, yeah.
And what if I wanted to, just never mind. And I'm gonna pay the 3 coins for the rooms.
If you want 3 rooms, it's the 3rd door on the right, the 4th door on the right, and the 2nd door on the left.
All right, we're gonna pay that, and then we're gonna party hardy.
Oh no.
Unrelated. Do you know where one could purchase, say, a keg of alcohol, preferably ale from Good Mead? I'm particularly fond of their honeyed variant.
I think we've got a keg.
One
Back
of those
there, I'm
up
sure
to the
we
room
do.
then.
You're not gonna make a mess, are you?
Oh well, I'm not, of course.
That'd be 3 silver.
Haha! We are in luck. Incidentally, I happen to have silver pieces in my pouch. And I'm gonna give the 3 silver and have our keg delivered to the room.
Girl, take one of the Good Mead kegs up to... Which one are you gonna be in?
The one in the middle. With this one, and I'm gonna put my arm around the closest person to me, who
Room
is
6.
nobody. Oh, guys.
It was not me.
Thale! I'm gonna just rope my arm around him. Be like, this guy, he's gonna bunk with me tonight.
I'm going to bunk with him tonight. Expect it'll be quite an experience.
Are you going up to the room, or is anyone going to go into the common room? And there is kind of a weird noise from over in the common room. And as you look over, the big knucklehead trout on the wall is singing and turning its head. Old Bitey.
Okay, now
So
that's...
if they're
It's kind of freaky, frankly.
if Tally, are they bunk? If they're bunking together, who's bunking with who out of us?
Let me see. Where's Old Bitey? Here's Old Bitey. Isn't he gorgeous? I even have the lyrics for him if you want.
Yes, actually, I would like to know what song Old Buddy is singing. You guys do too,
He's
right?
singing,
Yeah.
There's a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is, I do not know. Must be under all that snow.
Oh God, someone's
Hey, I'm not a
shut
bard like Williamson. Sorry.
I'm
you know.
not quite ready for that yet. Let me go and tap that keg, and then we'll be back. Oh, we can have a sing-along.
Okay. So are you guys down for the night with your keg of ale from Good Mead, or what are we doing for the evening here, folks?
Pip is going into one of the rooms upstairs.
Yes, it's
He
party
needs to lay
time.
down. No party.
Excuse me, I've paid good silver for this ale. Surely you would do the neighborly thing and help me drink it, and while we commiserate and celebrate that we are victorious together.
Indeed, we have completed a good mission. So I think a bit of celebrations in order.
I mean, I don't really. No.
I'll have a tankard or two, but that is all.
Yes, yes, here. And I'm gonna. Do we have mugs?
And with your mess kits, you at least have
We-
tin cups.
We
Well,
have
if
a
nothing
ladle.
else-
We just.
That's okay. I've done worse. Here, and I'm gonna take off my shoe, and I'm gonna use the boot as a receptacle for ale because the cups are far too small. Come here, drink from my boot.
This is Icewinddale. We make do with what we've got. Yep.
This is true.
Totally true.
I'm gonna go over to Pip, and I'm gonna hold up the boot filled with ale, and I'm gonna take out another one of my loot fisk.
It's got a
Here,
good
you have
foam
to,
on it.
You bite the fish, and then you drink the boot. It is the best, most divine ambrosia you have ever seen.
No, please. I don't want. No. Mm-mm. I'm gonna push it away.
I promise you. Anyone else who wants to be a man tonight?
Tallies goes for science. Grabs the boot, grabs the fish.
Yeah, it's
He goes
good.
at it.
Do you take note of the
honey and the mead
symptoms?
with the salt from the fish. Oh, it's so divine.
Yeah, he's making mental notes. He's like kind of halfway between going, yeah.
So, my friends, as we celebrate that we have completed our task, where do we move on from here? I mean, surely, now that our adventure is completed, we will be going on our separate ways?
Well, I still have some more. Now that I've had a bit of a field test of some of my my magical theories, being able to manipulate certain aspects of spells, I'd like to get a little bit more experience in doing it and refining it. So I'm probably going to be looking for more, adventuring work for the time being, at least.
Well, so will I. I am a traveler, nomad. I go where my feet take me. And so maybe I can accompany you. We can find work together.
Certainly sounds like a very beneficial arrangement. One with your great strength and knowledge of the area, along with me and my spells. Of course, those with other skills and talents would only enhance our capabilities, I can say, looking around to the rest of the party.
Well, I myself have an unfulfilled mission in these lands. I was sent by my tribe shamans to find and destroy a creature that is plotting to blot out the sun. From all accounts I've witnessed, I believe that these worshippers of Auril, the Frostmaiden, may be responsible. So I shall make it my business to root as many of them as I can out and see where this line takes me.
Quite an undertaking.
This one says he's gonna take out Oral. Oh, stop. No more jokes. My sides will hurt and my jaw rings from laughter. That is too much.
Unfortunately, it is no joke. Believe me, I too wish it were as humorous as you imply.
Got a feeling that something bad's gonna happen, so Pip's gonna take a few steps back away.
Hey, and what of you? What does the future hold in store for Pip?
I'm gonna kind of glance over to Andwise again, especially that rapier. Well, I'm trying to find, there's a lot of good sites, and I'm just trying to get a new field. I don't know if I'm cut out for adventuring.
Well, if I may be so bold, it seems that many of us still have jobs to do, not necessarily any one of the 10 towns. There are safety in numbers, and maybe we stick together for just a while longer.
It sounds like a good idea to me. I mean, Pip, you may not feel like you're particularly cut out for adventuring. I mean, I myself am nothing but a scholar, but through experience, you learn. Especially when you're traveling with other people with different skills and knowledges, you'll learn to pick up a few things. And who knows?
And
I mean,
if nothing
you did
else,
pretty well.
I'm sure that me and this one, I'm gonna kind of start like tapping Cairo in the chest. Me and this one here, we'll keep you safe.
Okay, fine. Give me the boot.
It's the spirit. And I'm gonna and the fish. You have to one and then the other.
I'll go through with it. Imagine just as soon as I take a bite of the fish, it's just it starts, can't even get it down.
Now that is 3 of our band.
Lightweight.
I'm gonna turn slowly. I'm going to turn over to Lander and Anwise and hold up the boot and the fish. Come, join our tribe. Make merry, eat and drink.
I may join only to see if Pip gets a stronger stomach.
This is a good day.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Andwise will look over at Pip, look down at his rapier. Well, he doesn't like this thing anyways. So I will put the rapier away in the sharpening stone and quit fiddling with my weapons. I will grab a fish and the boot, take a big bite off the fish, and wash it down with as big of a swig that I can basically stomach. Then I will look over at Dally and say, you were discussing a scholar. Let us discuss this magic of yours. And then I will go hang out with him for a bit.
So, pretty content.
So do we want to?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, by all means.
Okay. So content that everybody's agreed to kind of stay together, and that most everybody has drank from my boot and eaten my fish. I'm gonna sit back and find myself next to Lander. So, tell me, why are you traveling the Dales?
Well, I was once a fighter that was enslaved to a Goliath, no less, and just looks over to Azathoth. However, I was freed and I was trained in the ways of martial arts at the Black Raven Monastery. So, as my mentor before me, I'm set out to free other slaves and guide them back to the monastery for safe harbor.
Oh, a noble undertaking. Well, I will tell you this then, as a new member of my tribe, when the day comes for you to go to your monastery, I would love to accompany you and help in that endeavor. We'll even take Pip along for the ride.
Wait.
You said you wanted to see new places.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, and what kind of places would it be worth seeing if there wasn't an inherent risk of indentured servitude?
Well, what about you, Azathoth? Where'd you come from?
Unfortunately, I don't have a story as benevolent or exciting as his. I am but a simple Goliath, come down from the mountain. I go where the wind takes me, and just travel as I see fit.
You really? I mean, you seem much too grim for that.
I'm
You're
gonna
always
hold
walking
up the
around.
boot full of mead and the fish and kind of stare at you. Grim?
Yeah, never mind.
Tally's kind of comes over and just says, "Sorry, any good experiment needs to have repeatable results." So he takes the fish in the boot again. has another drink and a bite.
It is good, yes.
It's something. He'll hand it back and then go and sit with Andwise. So you wish to talk about magic?
Well, yes. I mean, anything that I can use during combat and or my normal life that lowers the risk to myself is always a good thing.
Yeah, I can see that. Especially with what appears to be your style of fighting, the light armor that you wear and the speed that you move. I'm sure that there are certain magics that could be extremely beneficial to what you do. As for the magics that I tend to employ, the majority of them focus on certain either defensive or destructive elements, but there are other ones that help to sort of reveal certain natures, ability to sense magical auras or whatnot. And of course, at heart, I am a scholar and a seeker of knowledge, so the ability to decipher and understand various languages is always beneficial. But I find that, in terms of what I'm currently working on, the ability to manipulate the nature of spells and change them seems to work much more easily with spells that are destructive in nature, rather than ones that play a more supporting role. But it's early days yet. I might find some very interesting ways to try and implement future undertakings. Who knows?
And so as conversation continues on, is anyone else going to do anything specific this evening, or are we just going to continue with the party for the night and move on to morning?
Yeah, pretty much that. I think my morning ritual, over the course of the 8-hour rest after the sleep, I'll spend some time writing notes on everything that I've kind of found so far about like my magic and stuff, potential experiments and hypotheses that I can try and improve upon.
Okay. So the night passes quietly, and in the morning, as you're getting yourselves around, what's the order of the day?
Blacksmith.
I'm actually going to go with him to the blacksmith. I don't know if they could help me, but maybe.
What do you need?
To figure out a way to wear
Crampons
snowshoes.
refit.
Snowshoes and crampons. I can't have you carry me everywhere.
Why not?
He's
I
going
mean,
to the
it's
blacksmith to get an iron stomach.
hard.
Okay, so as we head over to the blacksmiths of Black Iron Blades. So as you enter into the shop, it looks very much as it did several days ago, the last time you were here. However, our good dwarven woman is kind of moping. She is at the desk and all, and she does kind of look up, but she looks kind of dispirited today.
Ignoring that completely, I'm going to slam the suit of chainmail onto the counter. Yes, I would like to trade this in, please.
Oh, sure. Oh, you're back. You're back safely. Wonderful. You wish to trade it in, all right?
Yes.
Um,
For coins, preferably, but, whatever.
well, so that would be my brother. Garn would be the one to sort of negotiate that. I'm doing more of the outfitting stuff. Did all the gear work well for you?
No. Well, yes. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna pull out the snowshoes and
what?
then the crampons and put them on the counter. So you
And
see these, right?
what's wrong with them?
Well, I'm gonna like
Uh-huh.
kind of pull up my leg and be like, yeah, I can't really put those into. Yeah.
Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. Yes, I see the problem. Yes, I'm sure Garden can do something about that, and really he could use the distraction anyway. I shall fetch him just a moment. Garn, and she kind of bustles kind of in around the corner into a room.
So-
And as she comes back, go ahead.
So as she comes back, I'm just going to ask Elza, is everything okay? You look kind of down when we came.
Oh, well, yeah. Guard here. Guard. These folks would like to sell a chainmail and some and the crampons and the snowshoes we sold didn't quite fit this young gentleman, and so it's going to need some alteration. She kind of does you off the side. We were expecting the battle hammers were bringing us a load of iron, and it kind of went astray. And Gard's a little grumpier than usual, so. But I'm sure it won't affect his work at all. I assure you.
Yeah. I don't really need any work. Just want to trade this in. What's this about
All right,
missing,
so let me
missing
look at
ore,
this.
though? That sounds interesting, huh? And I kind of turn around to the party and gesture, like, you know, it'd be something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a blacksmith. I work with metal ores, right? And my cousins, the battle hammer, I'm usually supply it. So.
I'm following so far.
Oh, let's
Okay.
see. So is this just a chain? Is it just a chain shirt or is it full chain mail?
Chainmail.
Okay.
I think.
I started looking at it. It's like, well, so we had a pretty big load go astray. It happens. You know, I mean, this is Icewinddale. It happens. Well, let's see. It looks to be in pretty good. Doesn't look like you've treated it too badly. So, yeah. I could give you 55 gold for this.
Excellent. And just gonna take the 55. So,
Okay. Elza, you want to? Oh yes, 55. So she goes over to the lockbox and brings it out. Here you go.
Thank you.
And guard, this young gentleman needs to have his gear fitted to him. It's like, we don't usually do customer. God, these are good customers. They did the things that, they were here with, they bought a lot from us. Oh, right. So let me take a look at that foot. And he says, come back into my workroom here. Let's see what we can do here with this.
And I'll follow him.
And takes Pip back into the forge. So now, how did all the rest of your equipment work just fine? Is it all okay? Do you need anything else? Any resupplies of anything?
Everything else seems to work fine enough for me.
Oh, splendid. Did you have good weather on your trip?
Most of the time, no.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a blizzard here, 2 days ago, whatever it was, yeah. They say there's another one coming in, but I don't know. I mean, they kind of come all the time, don't they?
Could the delay in your ore be due to the weather?
Mhm. Well, no. No, they came. They came. Kruna and her brothers came, and they had been attacked by a yeti, and it had torn off one of their brothers, torn him to pieces, um, and they were gonna head back to get it, and apparently it was gone. So I don't know anything about it beyond that. I mean, hopefully somebody drug it back to the the beneath the Kelvin's Cairn where the Dwarven Valley is. I mean, it was just one of those things that happens. You got to be when you're out there. You got to be careful about those Yeti. They're terrible, awful. Very dangerous.
So just like that, you lose your entire inventory?
Well, that load of it, yeah. Apparently, I mean, they'll work on getting some more.
How much
You
do you need to pay for that inventory? Like if you were going to replace it, it would cost you how much?
I don't know. We don't pay for it.
I will
quite
tell
like
you
that.
what. My friends and I could probably go and deal with those Yetis and recover the lost materials. And paying us to do so would probably cost you significantly less than the cost of the materials themselves.
Oh. Yes, that's quite true. Well, that would be marvelous if you were able to find it. I can check with I'll check with Guard when he's done with the young gentleman.
Yeah, you should do that. And also, just so that we are clear on what it is we're talking about, what would that be? If if you were to pay us to recover your materials,
I would need to check with Guard. I mean, of course we would give you like a discount here at the store, but beyond that, I mean, Guard would know what the load would be worth.
Yeah, maybe you should talk with him.
As soon as he's done with the young gentleman, yes. I know it was a fairly large load this time. I think Garn had some large projects he wanted to do with it. Oh, but is there anything else I can get for you?
For me,
while
no.
You're here?
No. Just
okay.
Just Garn. Yeah.
I'll just check on how he's doing.
Oh yeah, if you could check on
sort of bustles out. And so Pip, well, he's been there. He's been, he kind of looked at your foot and he kind of looked at the things on the snowshoes and he says, "This is kind of like putting snow gear on a cow."
Well,
sorry, sir. I just no offense meant.
Do you normally have to put snow gear on a cow?
Well, no, that actually was my point exactly. You're a sharp young man, you are.
Are there cows in Icewinddale?
Like buffalo?
Well, would it be cows or would it be like yaks?
That's what I was thinking.
There would be yaks and stuff, but
no, I want to.
Maybe he's a foreigner.
But I think if I can do like a leather cuff to strap on there. How may I? And he sort of reaches for your foot and he kind of taps on it a bit to sort of see.
Oh yeah.
Let him touch your hoof.
I don't suppose you want to have like horseshoes attached and then clamp it to those. I don't he's looking for your reaction.
I don't know how I
Yeah,
feel
no, I didn't
about
think so.
horseshoe.
Do horseshoes hurt? I'm a city boy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't. No, they don't. I don't think so.
Sounds like you're getting horseshoes, boy.
actually,
Well,
horseshoes
no,
might
no,
not be
no, no,
that
no.
bad.
I think we'll try the leather cuff because it does look like. So,
Could you get
do
like
your feet taper out towards the bottom, or do they taper in towards the bottom?
no out?
If they taper out a little bit towards the bottom, then if we have it tighter up there, we buckle it in tightly, it would hold to it. So
Crampons
let's
are like
try that.
little like spikes, right? So you don't slip on ice.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Mhm.
Could I get
Usually,
horseshoe
kinda-
crampons? Like a permanent pair of
Well, yes,
cleats.
but they'd have to be nailed in. Yes, it would wreak havoc on
Any sort of stone or tile.
carpets. And,
Yeah, I can also just imagine you trying to stand on wood and end up being restrained because your feet get stuck.
On second thought, that's a
and
really bad
takes
idea.
He
If you ever
takes some
jump.
measurements and he says, yeah, he takes some measurements. And it's like, I think I could have at least a working prototype to try for you by this afternoon.
Well, that sounds great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. And then Elsa comes in and she says, so, Karin, if these adventurers were to go out and deal with the Yeti and retrieve the iron, what kind of a reward would we offer for that? And his eyes kind of light up. It's like, oh, well, now there's an idea. Would you need it in money or could you take potentially in gems?
Gems?
Gems would be
Gems.
fine. Yeah, they weigh less and their value holds from town to town.
So he digs over on a thing and he brings out a pouch and he pours out into his hand 6 pretty nice bloodstones.
Bloodstones?
I mean, I assume they're
Yeah,
a reddish color.
That mean they red.
Yeah, red colors.
Oh.
I don't exactly know what a jeweler would do
Better
for
not
them,
show those to
but
Pip. He might get sick.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry, young sir.
Don't listen to him.
I mean, it's a pretty heavy load. That's it was. We were expecting about 600 pounds of iron, and that's on top of the sled.
Oh,
Yeah.
how are we gonna pull 600 pounds of iron?
Don't. If we kill
But
the Yetis, they can go and
so-
retrieve the ore themselves. We just need to secure it.
So they were coming down. My understanding from what Korex said was, looking over at the Icewinddale map. See, we are in Bryn Shander.
Yes.
They were coming from the Dwarven Valley here below Kelvin's Cairn, and it was snowing. I don't know exactly where the Yeti were, but I would think somewhere down along in here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd have to do some searching out in the tundra. It's been a few days. I don't know if you'd find tracks, but
What is the quickest way to get there?
To the northeast, it looks like.
We
dog
go
sleds, probably.
on top of the road towards Tourmaline.
Well, no, because you still have to. The road, we'd have to walk away towards Targos. Like, straight line. 11.7 miles as opposed to 19 miles.
But
Yeah,
there's
we're gonna
a
have to
big
go
hill
off-road
in the
for this
way.
one.
You see that hill? Can't go there.
I just kind of gesture at my massive frame and body. You think I am intimidated by climbing the mountain?
I gesture at my very small and frail, especially my skinny legs.
Wait,
I
A satyr is almost like goat. Goats are great at climbing. You should be fine.
I mean, yes, but like, think more of like a
There
hill.
are mountain goats up on Kelvin's cairn.
Do I look like a mountain goat to you?
You can be. You just have to believe.
Yes.
We will make you into mountain goat.
So yeah, if you could secure that, take care of the Yeti. I mean, any of that would be wonderful, frankly.
Above the table,
Wow.
how much are bloodstones typically worth?
These would be worth about 50 gold each.
Okay. I would ask if perhaps one of them might be able to be replaced with a small diamond of equal value. Assuming that you happen to have one on hand.
I know what you're up to.
I don't think that the outfitters here would have a diamond. However, you've been in the area. There are some gem mines out of Tourmaline. You could probably find someone to exchange a bloodstone for a diamond there.
Or like a jeweler.
Are there jewelers in Bryn Shander?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, Bryn
You
Shander's
might
like
find a jeweler, but it's like a western town, except in the snow.
is it Bryn Shander? No.
Okay.
I mean, it's as
fine.
close to a
Bryn
metropolis, but
Shander
we
is
heard,
the biggest.
you
of the
know,
10
we
towns,
heard
right?
the caravan master's description at the beginning, and it's not highfalutin where you're going to find a lot of nice jewelry. No.
We don't need it to be nice. We just need it to be a diamond.
Your best bet for that's going to be Tourmaline.
Maybe a pearl too.
Yeah, pearl too. That'd be bang on.
But like, hey, you know,
Where
these blood
would someone
diamonds are-
find a pearl in Icewinddale?
Through
These,
trade.
bloodstones
Yeah,
are really nice.
economy.
Unless that knucklehead Trout had swallowed one or something. I don't know where you would find that, but
You can
you
get
could
shellfish
check
in
around the
Arctic
market.
areas.
Huh?
Plus, I'm sure someone has brought one over from somewhere.
Oh no, that means they're rare. Maybe they're more expensive.
Maybe.
Don't give her ideas.
That might
They're gonna be
just
quite
mean I
rare
need
here
a
in
smaller pearl.
We're never gonna identify anything.
Oh. Yeah, if you're looking for gemstones, Tourmaline's the place to look for gemstones.
Well, then there you have it. We'll head up into the Dwarven Valley. We'll try to ascertain the location of these elusive Yetis. And then we'll duck west to Tourmaline.
So, on the map, they said that the Yeti was like there, like at
Well,
Well, no, it's somewhere in the Dwarven
maybe
Valley.
she isn't sure. Somewhere, either at your Yellow X or around the Blue X, or somewhere in here between the Dwarven Valley and Bryn Shander.
Somewhere, it could be right here.
Because they
It could be
started
right
here
here.
in the Dwarven Valley, and they were headed towards Bryn Shander.
They could be just outside the town.
Okay, so if they started in the Dwarven Valley and they went to Bryn Shander, okay,
And they
I
were
got
headed to
it.
Bryn Shander.
I got it.
Yes, some dwarves.
So we have to wait till this afternoon so I can get snowshoes.
I mean,
It's clearly important.
okay.
If you're going cross country, it probably is important, unless you wish, unless you wish to be carried.
I do not wish to be carried again. It is embarrassing.
I thought it was dignified and refined. Well, I suppose if we need to wait for the shoes to be finished, we could duck off to one of the taverns for some more ale.
I'm sick of
So
your
let's go
boot.
back to the Bryn Shander map. They have more than ale. They have fish stew.
Oh, no, that sounds
More
They
delicious.
fish.
Well, knucklehead trout is kind of what we've got here in Icewinddale. Yeah. Color ink. Okay. So are you going back to the North Look? Do you want to find another inn? I'm sure there are other inns, even if they're not labeled on the map.
So we're in the center of the town, right? Near the Black Iron Blades?
Yes, you're just walking out of Black Iron Blades, yes.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Do we
I mean,
bum
this
around
town is.
town for a bit, or do we head back to what we know?
I mean, this town is huge. I would certainly like to explore a bit.
Maybe we'll find that elusive jeweler.
Maybe. I'm okay with
Most of
having
the
a bit of a
merchant
wander around.
stuff. Yeah, most of the merchant stuff is here in the center of town where the caravans came in.
Okay, maybe a weird question. Would there be like what would it be? Like an apothecary or a shaman or someone who specializes in selling reagents for spells and other materials?
You know, now that I thought about it, I probably should have saw like a cobbler for snowshoes. It's okay. It's worked out.
Well, I am sure you would find some. So if you're wandering around, it's mid-morning, and you're especially looking for an apothecary who would have reagents they use. So we shall say that there is a chemist shop right over in this building here on the east side. Yes, Karis knows directions. That's east.
Thought maybe if they have materials for spellcraft, maybe they have what you need.
It's certainly possible. It's worth a look.
And so the shop has got these nice little flowers around the top of the doorway. And it's called Petunias. But it's got little pictures of beakers, and it's got little pictures of plants and things like that. And if you kind of look around the side, you can see there's a greenhouse and all in the back. And walking into the place, there's a waft of all sorts of dried herbs and things, and so it smells quite rich in here.
I wonder if they'll have flowers.
Well, I mean, it's named after a flower, I would imagine.
I hope so.
Proprietor.
And a tiefling woman comes up and says, "Yes, how can I help you today? Welcome to Petunias. I am Petunia." And she's got flowers over. Oh, why look, a kindred spirit. Oh, look. Welcome to my shop. What can I do for you today?
I am in need of a component pouch. Maybe something to hold reagents and spellcasting components in. Would you have something like that here?
You want one from scratch?
Oh,
Or do you just need to have some of the common pieces refilled?
I just need to have one. I don't right now.
So you just need a mix of most of the normal
Yeah, just fill it up with some of the most commonly used objects, and we'll call it good. Maybe
okay.
little
I
iron
can
shavings and the petrified eye there would be great. Let's see, what else?
Petrified eye.
Yes, and some of this.
Do you have bitumen? That would be.
I do. Here, let me go in there. She pulls out a little drawer. It's let's see.
Good,
You
good,
don't
good,
really need
good.
a lot of that. Let me get a little pad. So she's spending time and happily going around and filling up all sorts of little things.
Do you have bat fur? If you don't, coal would also work in a pinch.
I do have coal. I do not have bat fur, although
Well, make
honestly,
sure you
coal
put
is
some
almost as
coal
hard to
in
get
the
around
in the
here too,
pouch.
because we tend to use we tend to use. I'm one of the few places you can get coal because we tend to use the whale blubber more. But yes, I've got some of that and put some of that in, and a little bit of silver shavings,
Oh,
and here
yes,
and
of course.
some
Silver
mint,
shavings.
Tully's will turn
and a
to
little bit of
Azathoth.
mint because you can never do without mint.
Tully's
Oh,
will turn
and
to
for your
Azathoth.
young men, I have some dried daisies for your young men over there. And she'll put a couple of dried daisies in.
Good. I think that just about sums. Oh, salt. I definitely need salt in the pouch as well.
Absolutely, that was the first thing I put in.
Oh, you are, of course, an expert.
I gave you about 3 ounces because I mean, you can't cast a circle without salt, and you can't. I mean, all these things. So of course, that was the first thing I put in. Yes.
So, what?
Sorry to interject.
Do you need any pre-made potions or anything too?
Perhaps. What are you trying to say, friend?
Tully's will say in giant to Azathoth. If you're looking for a spell component thing, it looks like a lot of the materials you're picking up are set for more arcane spellcasting. I've manipulated my book to be able to serve as an arcane focus, so I happen to have one that you could probably attune to and not need to gather all of these materials.
Wait. Are you saying you have a component pouch and your arcane focus?
No, I'm saying that I have a spare arcane focus that I don't need anymore.
I need a component pouch.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, if you need a component pouch, then
yeah. Well, the problem
is
I wield a two-handed weapon, so my free hand can't be dedicated to holding something. But I can have a two-handed weapon and then take a hand off to grab something from the pouch, which I'd presumably be wearing.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But thank you, though. That would have been cool. Too bad it wasn't.
But I say it in giant anyway, not to, so as not to.
Oh yes, of course. I appreciate your discretion, friend. Anyway,
and now I've never set these up from scratch. If I were to charge all the things individually,
no.
it might come to like 28 gold, but let's cut it down and let's say 24 gold.
24 gold. Component pouch. Oh, nope. I saved a gold piece. That is a wonderful deal. Thank you very, very much. And I will give you the coins. That's like half of my profit from selling my chainmail.
Well, if this is more useful to you than chainmail, I mean, it looks like you are plenty armored.
Yes, of course. All right.
And here, just for such a wonderful customer, it's here, and she hands to Pip a dried daisy.
So is there lots of flowers around the shop?
There's a fair number of dried flowers in various colors. There's some of the nice sort of purple straw flowers, and there's some sunflowers, and there's dried daisies, and there are no fresh flowers. Not at this. Well, I'm in such a habit of saying. You'd think after 2 years of winter, I'd be out of the habit of saying not in this season. But I grow herbs in my greenhouse. I don't really grow flowers there much.
As I affix the component pouch to my waist, I'm gonna kind of smack myself in the head. Oh my god, I forgot I had this. I'm gonna take out a light crossbow and a set of bolts. I've been carrying this for so long. I should have sold it when we were at the blacksmith.
You know, Azathoth, I actually wouldn't mind that.
I'm sorry?
I mean, I can't a lot of times when I don't like getting close, so I would feel
Well,
I'll buy it off of you.
no. We are members in the same tribe now. I will give it to you, because we are in this together, are we not?
I mean, are you sure? Like, I have money. I think maybe.
No, here, and I insist. I'm gonna hand you the light crossbow and the 20 bolts.
Well, why? Thank you.
And did you need any already prepared potions? I have a good brewery that I've been working with.
None for me, thanks. Anyone else? Potion, Cairo, potion, Pip.
What's the
No,
cost
nothing.
on your potions?
Well, that kind of depends on which potions you want.
I'd be curious to see what all you have.
Well, let me see. The most popular, of course, is the healing potion, which I sell for 46 gold. And then there is also, what other potions do I have here? Let me see. I do have a fire breathing potion just for a bit of a lark. It kind of lights things up in this, sort of dreary winter. Let's see here. We have my clairvoyance one is really quite potent, I do declare. There is, oh, you'd think I'd remember this. I have a cold resistant potion, but that gets a little costly sometimes. And so it's because I'm nearly always out of it, but I did just finish a batch yesterday. So let's see here. And so I usually sell that for around 68 gold pieces. Let's see. I was asked for an invisibility one, and I don't think I have any of that brewed at the moment. I do have a couple of vials of water breathing potions. Oddly enough, there was someone who was trying to do a research project and for some creature thing in one of the lakes, and she wanted water breathing, and then I don't know if she changed her mind because of the cold or what. I offered to mix it, the water breathing with the cold resistance, but she didn't seem to go for it. So,
Oh,
any of these sound of interest to you?
well, they seem like they may be a bit costly at the moment, but I'll keep that in mind and potentially come back.
Anytime, you know where I am. Okay. Any other shopping you'd like to do?
So I noticed all the flowers, right?
Mhm.
So I'm not from around here. I mean, I'm sure you can tell, but are there flowers that won't wilt or dry out in the cold? Are those a thing? I don't know.
Um, there are some very rare ones.
Do
I
you own
haven't
those?
had my hands on them. No, I don't.
Dang it.
If you're out and about, you might be able to find some up on Kelvin's Cairn. I will tell you though, if you do find some, I might be in the market to buy some off of you.
Well, what do they look like? Like, how could I find those?
It'll look like a flower. There's tundra
That's,
out there. You see some grasses and all that. A flower's kind of gonna stick out.
I,
I think
I'll
she
keep an
called me
eye out.
stupid.
I'm gonna head out. Now I need to write down to keep on the lookout for flowers.
And I need to make a note. I need to look up ice flowers. Flowers in the tundra.
I'm sure it exists.
Okay.
Right?
What else would you folks like to do during your day out in Bryn Shander? Beautiful Bryn Shander.
The bar.
Don't you just feel invigorated being around all of these smelly, dreary people bundled up in cold weather gear? Y'all don't look that enthused. Oh, so are you gonna have some lunch or something in one of the taverns? Or are you gonna
Yeah.
just buy some food from a street vendor? Or are you gonna have fish and
So
meat?
after
Or
this, I mean, we'll probably be wandering around for a little while, still waiting for.
Yeah, just waiting around until the afternoon
At
where
the
I can
bar.
get my
Okay.
shoes
Are you
and set
That
off.
was where we wait. At the bar where they have beer and food.
We need to get warm with the alcohol.
Ugh. Not more.
okay, so do you just choose a tavern that you see? There's a tavern that the locals use down around here. I can come up with a random name for it. It is called the Copper Sanctum.
Martin, you gotta turn your camera back on.
Yep.
He
So,
did.
so is the Copper Sanctum?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it actually didn't screw everything
And this
up.
one looks pretty darn rowdy.
Oh. Oh god.
Okay, but it is warm. The alcohol is flowing, although the tavern keep here, you notice that the mugs so you're ordering mugs of like ale or whatever. The mugs are not quite full.
As in not full and that they don't top them off, or
Correct.
hmm.
Doesn't matter. They put a cup of ale in front. I'm gonna drink it.
Okay. So things are loud and rowdy. And do you listen to people around you, or are you just sort of staying off in a corner to yourselves? Do you engage in arm wrestling with somebody? Are you how much fun are you having here? Or actually, how do you define fun for your characters?
Pip is staying out of the way.
You're a fuddy-duddy.
Okay. Okay. There's the start. An argument is getting really loud over at one of the tables over on the far end.
Ooh, what are they arguing about?
And well, they seem to be arguing about kobolds.
Kobolds.
And sneaky, stealing, thieving kobolds that overrun everything, and they're fine in one or two. It's like, hey, kobolds are people too. We even have them down, out here. It's like, well, that might be fine, but if a gaggle of them goes overrunning a mine in Tourmaline, what are they going to do with that? And it's like, well, you can't just blame that on the ones here didn't overrun a mine in Tourmaline. Any that you find around here are going to be just fine, aren't they? And it's like, well, I don't know. I mean, if one good kobold, one bad kobold, they're all just kobolds. And it's like, I've got a friend who's a kobold, and it looks like it's going to start getting physical here.
Pip is a lot more interested now.
I don't
A
very
lot
much
more
care for their
interested?
tone.
Are you going to do something about it, or are you just going to watch them argue?
I'm gonna watch them argue, but I'm not gonna like it.
All right, so what kind of odds are you guys giving on who wins that fight?
I say
Okay,
the ones that hate the
so
kobolds.
you've got this one kind of scrawny guy, probably human. He's the one sort of defending the kobolds. In fact, he looks kind of maybe the size of a kobold. It's kind of small for and scrawny for a human. And there's this kind of bigger, burlier guy that is
What-
sneering at them and is down
Hold
on
on, time
kobolds,
out.
but he's awfully drunk.
He's
And
a human, but he's the size of a kobold. Oh, he's like 3 feet tall.
well, it's hard to tell. Yeah, but he's skinny. Maybe he's a halfling, but he's kind of skinny for a halfling. The halflings tend to be plump. Anyways,
Sorry, I got stuck.
Very.
it could be 3 kobolds in a trench coat for all I know. It's just.
I kind of.
But it's getting rowdy. If you guys want to place wagers, you got the scrawny guy who looks sober, and you got the big fat guy who is very drunk.
I don't think there's a bet. I think we're all going to say the same dude.
No. I will wager on the scrawny guy. Yes.
I also say the scrawny guy.
The big one is going down. I can promise it.
How could you say? Look how big he is.
Look how drunk he is.
That makes him like stronger, doesn't it?
All right, 2 golds for the drunkard.
2 gold. Pip's also going to shout out to Instigated. Are you really going to let him talk to you like that?
And it's like, and it's on. It's on. And so, here's what we'll do: a little bit of rolling. We'll have the big guy is going to roll a let's roll a d20. Actually, I'm going to roll 2 d20, and the first one is going to be the big guy. The second one's going to be the little scrawny guy.
Rip.
And the big guy's getting a good solid punch in there as he does it. And just as he's about to go in for the kill to sort of knock out the other guy, barmaid comes along behind with a tray and whaps the big guy over the back of the head, and he collapses.
What?
I was gonna do that.
It looks like the little guy won.
Pay
Yep,
up.
that's the little guy won, man.
Is the little guy still standing after the
And
first
she
punch?
says, Bart, well, it's dandy. It's like, Bart, if you're going to fight, you're going to take it out of here. You're not going to do it in here where we are. And she's scolding him and all, and then she goes on and heads back over to the bar to continue serving people.
I'll cough over 2 gold.
Wait, no, it would be 4. You bet 2 people.
Dang it.
So you're giving me 2 gold, and you're giving 2 to Giz? Who was the other one?
Yep, and wise. I'm the one that
Yeah,
I
2 to
also
each.
bet on the skinny guy.
that's right. I'm gonna mark it.
Nobody bet
on
on the barmaid. She's the one who actually won.
Oh, rip.
So the afternoon continues on, and it's about mid-afternoon. You guys can head back over to the Black Iron Blades.
Yep.
Seems
we
like
need-
Oh,
we
yeah,
wanna
shoes
get
time.
to- get
Black
going.
Iron? Oh, right, your shoes. I knew that.
Yep. So you come in, and also it's like, oh, you're back. Yes, I think he has them ready for you. You just go right on back in.
And I'll head in the back. And hopefully grab my shoes.
And you come in, and you can hear the banging on the, it's hot in there, and you can hear the banging on the anvil. Karis knows words. Banging on the anvil. He says, oh yeah, here, I think I got something that's gonna work for you. And he pulls out this thing. It's got a couple of buckles, a couple of buckled lines, and it's got extra punch holes, and you can punch additional holes. It's a pretty good, steady, thick
He gave
leather.
you shoe spenders.
So you can adjust a little bit here. Let's try this. And he tries fitting it onto you.
Yeah,
And,
put on my.
so it's got a couple of straps. It's sort of a cuff with with 2 buckles on it that are then sort of riveted onto the snowshoe or onto the leather goes around on the crampon. So he did them both the same way. That's how it does it. He says, I think this is going to work for you. And he buckles it on and lets you try it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a few steps around and then.
Yeah, and it looks like it's gonna hold. I mean, the first one of them feels like it's slipping a little bit. And you just tighten up the buckle, and it seems like it's gonna work okay for you.
Yeah, no, these
Hey,
will
it
be
says-
great.
I don't suppose any of your cousins are planning to come. Should I start stocking this?
No, probably not. They tend not
okay.
to leave too much.
Okay. Well, it was an interesting problem. I gotta say that for it. Hopefully this will work out for you.
How much would this cost?
Well, I mean, we sold you gear you couldn't use, so we just fixed what you already bought. Don't worry about it.
Alrighty then. And I'm gonna take my leave and then show them off to my fellow party members.
And it's really awkward walking around inside a store with snowshoes on.
I imagine it would be, but I'm gonna do it to get out.
And if you have the crampons on, Elsa's gonna go, "Ah, my floors!"
I wouldn't
how
have
do
the
I stay safe?
crampons.
Okay. Okay.
Wait.
So, Elsa's floors are saved. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. All right. So
But-
it is mid-afternoon. Mhm.
Look who has new snowshoes, guys.
Snazzy.
Probably take them off. I don't really need them.
Gonna need them since we leave the store.
Yeah, aren't we getting ready to leave?
Yeah.
Put your shoes back on. You
I mean, we
So
gotta
it-
get.
It
You
is
silly
it's
goat.
late afternoon. Do you want to set out tonight, or do you want to stay at the Northlook and set out again tomorrow, or what would you like to do here?
No, we may as well start. I mean, we've got a good several hours of travel that we can, ground that we can make up.
Yes,
Oh,
I
fine.
am not in need of the comforts of a bed. We can set out as soon as we are able, if you would like.
Okay. Well, doesn't take you guys long to gather all your things. So we can go back to the Icewinddale map. And I would like to take a 5-minute break and refill my cup. I need more tea. So
Okie dokie.
back shortly? Okay.
So wait, I forgot what we had said. Are we going straight to the Dwarven Valley, or were we going Tourmaline first? Was it Tourmaline and then Dwarven Valley, or Dwarven Valley and
I
Tourmaline?
think we were going to go to
Tourmaline was-
I think we were going to go to Dwarven Valley first so that we can get the materials and stuff. Because there's no point going to Tourmaline because we don't actually have the stuff
Oh,
to
the
trade in.
stones, right? I mean, we do
Yeah.
have.
Oh,
this
yeah,
copper
there's really no
cage.
point to going there. So what? We're gonna go to Dwarven Valley, find it, to eventually come back to Bryn Shander, and then head to Tourmaline.
I mean, it's not like we got other things to do. Like, this is our
Okay.
life. We're all adventurers. I think the only one of us that actually has like a purpose was Kai
Williamson.
Hey, yeah, I know you want to go and put an end to the endless winter, and save everybody. But could you put that on hold? We're trying to earn some gems. Like,
I don't. Wait, what do you mean? I got a purpose now. I'm looking out for flowers. Okay. So I'm gonna need you to go.
Well, I can't very well continue on my quest if I'm broke. So
Well,
That's
I will say that the majority of the greatest quests and stories in history always start with something inane, like a shopkeeper lost his favorite axe or somebody's cat's gone missing, and it always ends with killing a greater deity of some sort. So,
I know
or
what we can do
some elder power.
in the interim between now and when we leave. We need a name for our group. How shall we introduce
no, a
ourselves
name.
as we enter all the dales? I mean, I have thoughts, but the tribe of Fish and Boot is a bit of a mouthful.
I was going to say the Fish Boot 5.5.
I don't.
What is
What
the
do we?
0.5? I'm confused on this last bit.
I kind of just look over to Anwise and the fact that he's like half the height of everybody else.
It's funny because you're small.
You're short. Is that what it is? The fish boot.
Fish Boot. Well,
I do not want to be called the fish boots.
the Fellowship of the Lutefisk.
I will work it out as we spend more time
we'll
together.
workshop it. These are just to get the juices flowing. Maybe something about a goat? Wait, goats.
Why a goat?
Why a goat?
So you feel more at home.
I'm the
I mean, we could just be the goat, greatest of all time.
goat.
Hmm. The idea of naming ourselves after the sacred animal does appeal to me.
It's not going to be sacrilege to name us after a sacred animal, is it?
No, of course not. It's not blasphemy. It is honoring. We are
Is it?
paying respect to Kavaki.
Yeah, but anyone who doesn't know who that is gonna think like,
Who would not know who that is? Everybody knows who Kavaki is.
Anybody who doesn't know would probably ask, and then, they would probably be told by those who do.
Yeah, but if you have to explain it, it kind of just loses its, it's like a joke, and then you have to explain it. It's just kind of, there's no point.
Well, Kayla Leo, we will find a name for our band.
Alrighty. Tea in hand. So, you guys are doing this first and then tourmaline? Is what I heard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's no point to go to Tourmaline if we don't have the Bloodstone.
That makes sense. All right. So, we are on. We don't need Sephek on the map.
Yeah, get out of here, you. We killed him.
Alrighty. So, it's
Yep.
late afternoon. We still have a few hours of good traveling time. Are you going to set out along the east way?
No, we're going cross country, I believe.
You're going to head
What
straight
could go
across
wrong?
country. Okay.
I would also like to keep a lookout for flowers. This is my mission now, to get enough to make a nice flower crown.
It'll be pretty. All right. Okay, so as you head out, who's gonna do the navigation? It's a pretty good day, but the clouds are looking kind of nasty. The predictions of a blizzard might come true.
Ha!
Who's gonna head out towards, with Kelvin's Cairn as your landmark?
I have traveled all over the Icewinddale. With Kavaki's guidance, will get us to the Dwarven Valley. I am sure of it.
Alrighty.
And Landar's going to help as he can.
Okay, so someone give me so give me a survival check then, Azathoth, with advantage since you're getting some help.
Yay!
Okay.
I don't know if that's successful or not, but that is what I rolled.
So, as we head off into the frozen waste. So you start making your way up and trudging through the snow. Pip's snowshoes are working pretty well. The snow does start falling some as you're heading on. How late into the night are you planning to go clear through the night?
That sounds.
Or are you just going to stop in the evening? What's the plan here?
Wait until we can't see and then camp?
Well, it's getting pretty dark. Well,
that's right. Half the party doesn't have dark
although,
vision.
as I was just reminded, with all of this snow, it's not as dark as you might think. So you can still see somewhat little bit. At least you put where you're putting your foot in front
It
of you.
is my expert opinion that we should rest. Although it would be great to march through the night. We don't want to charge into a Yeti's den while we are tired and exhausted.
True enough.
So
Speaking
then we
of
rest.
hungry Yetis, someone should probably remain on watch.
Who would like
I'll
to
stay up
remain
on watch.
So you'll take the first bit. Just stay up for a couple hours, and then I will take the next.
Seems easy.
Sure. I'll go after that, since I'll hopefully be awake anyway.
Where's all the elves in Warforged when you need them?
Right.
You,
We're
you're the
sleepy
watch.
races.
Okay, so as you guys have settled down into your tents and gotten yourself settled to take your rest with Pip on the first watch, make a perception check for me, please. And did you make a fire? Are you sitting by a fire? Are you sitting away from a fire? Are you sitting in front of a tent? What are you doing on your watch here?
Probably just sitting in front of a fire if one was made. I don't know how to make a fire.
Did you make one?
Hopefully someone else did, or else
I
I'm sitting in
would've
the
made a
cold.
fire.
Yeah,
I know
you
better
guys
than
would have
to
made a
freeze
fire.
to death.
You would have made a fire.
Yeah, I'd be sitting just around the fire.
So it's quiet out there, and then you hear some sort of scuffling sound, and then you hear a high-pitched squeal, and then you see something moving and darting past you and into whichever tent is closest behind you.
Oh, it went in the tent?
Yes.
No. Whose tent would that be?
And now there's some more movement as something else is coming along, and it comes right down, and there's a little squeaky noise. Save me, save me, save me, save me, save me.
I'm gonna go in that tent.
And let's see which
wherever.
tent it was in. Let's see whose tent it was in. Are you guys still in the same tent arrangements you were before? I don't remember what that was.
Azathoth was with
Andrews.
yeah.
Right?
And Weiss.
And Wise.
Yeah. I think Tally's was with Cairo.
And I would be, well, Landar would be by himself.
So this
Wait,
went
no, I
into
thought Pip was
Azathoth
with
and
Cairo
Andwise's
because
tent.
Pip made a comment about wanting to snuggle with the kitty, but then he
That's right. Yeah.
wasn't allowed to touch his fur.
Oh, then yeah, I did. then yes, Cairo would be by himself right now.
So it had dashed into Azathoth and Andwise's tent.
Oh, perfect. That's just who I'm gonna get
How
up.
soundly do you two sleep?
Not very. I would imagine Azathoth, as he sleeps, he kind of tosses and turns fretfully. Every now and then, he just mutters something incoherent. Stinging, biting,
And so you hear this squealing coming in. Save me, as it comes and ducks into the corner.
What? My crown! What?
Crowd? I'm gonna rush in the tent. Guys, there's something in here.
What is going on?
Everyone, calm down.
I will.
And then there's kind of a yipping sound behind you, Pip, as something sort of furry and sticky and twiggy and all sort of barrels into the back of you. Woof! Sorry.
I'm gonna turn around. What is it?
I'm gonna
Well,
grab.
so you see
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna grab my weapon and use green flame blade to kind of illuminate the inside of the tent.
So you see a fox behind you with one of these little things with the thingies. Can you see it?
Chwinga!
Yeah, Twinga.
Yeah, with the straw stuff on it, writing it. That's what barreled into you.
Hello. Why are you? Calm down.
Did you see it?
See what?
The hare! Did you see the hare? We're chasing the hare.
Hair?
It's fun. Yeah.
So why did you run
Long
in?
ears, white fur.
No.
I think it went in
looking
there.
around. Do I see
And
the
where?
rabbit?
And there's some. Yes, in the corner there is a shivering. There is a shivering, trembling hair in the
It's the
corner.
same one we've seen before.
Is
Anyways, no, there's no hair.
Do you know if it's the same one?
No, there's no hair. Get out. We're
Does
trying
it-
to sleep.
Does it talk?
It was
The
talking.
hare?
It was saying,
was
save me, save me,
scared.
save
I
me,
was
save me.
confused. I thought that Chwinga was running from the fox.
No, the Chwinga's
So
riding the fox.
The Chwinga is riding the fox.
Oh.
I'm gonna kind of
And
like
the Chwinga
stand
starts
in
getting
front
a
of the
little
tent.
Coy. It's like, we were just playing. And the fox is going, yeah, playing. Playing. Where'd it go?
Okay, get out. We're trying to sleep.
What's in there?
Hey,
Out.
No. We do not disrespect the Chwinga.
Is that what it's called? Look at it. It says like a little straw.
I'm gonna make a little bow in the Chwinga's direction. Many apologies. I'm afraid I do not see the hair that you had mentioned earlier. But tell me, is there anything else that we can do to appease you?
You could run and we could chase you.
He gives a big smile. I am.
And for those of you who don't know, it's only about this big. That's why it's able to ride on the back of a fox.
About
They're like
about how big?
3 or 4
6
inches.
inches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your camera's like really laggy, so if you were gesturing, we didn't see it.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 6 inches tall.
I am very big and not very fast, but my friend here, gesturing towards Pip, he would love to frolic and play and have you chase him around the snow.
Well, I mean, compared to them, I am pretty big. I got a better idea. I'm gonna like kick Anwise's sleep. I'm gonna kick him.
Andwise immediately sits up, rapier drawn, pointing directly at you.
Hey, I think it's
And
your
the
turn
Twinga's
to
kinda
go and
looking
watch.
Around, Twinga's kind of looking around and it kind of sees a bag there, and it's starting to look at it. Starting to look in it.
Anwise, I need you.
It's at the foot of it. It's at the foot of Andwise's bedroll. So
Anwise,
It
I
might
need
be
you to
Andwise.
go out and run around. Just do it and I'll give you money. Think of it like a job.
You're faster and like to frolic more than I do.
You're smaller and closer to their size. Surely chasing something they'd be used to would be, better for them. Plus, I'm sure you're just as fast as I am. I mean, you are a nimble fellow.
And at this point, the hare bolts from the corner and out, and it's like, oh, hey! And then the Twinkie gets back on the bike, and they're going running off.
And there it goes.
So whose bag was the Twinga digging through?
Bag? It was probably.
Well, there was something there.
Oh, no, I do. Sure,
It
it'll be
wouldn't
mine.
have been mine. Mine would have been up towards the opening of my sleeping roll. Mine wouldn't have been at my feet. It would have been up where I could keep a hand on it. So
All right, so it was mine then.
Okay.
Well, knowing that they're gone, I am going to go One of you. It's your turn for watch. I'm going to bed.
Fine. I'm gonna grab my bag, and I'm gonna kind of riffle through it, see if fish out some rations, something to eat. Hopefully, notice if something was left behind or removed.
How well do you know the contents of your bag?
Very well.
Yeah, they're written down.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it right now. It's a lot of stuff, though. I mean, I could surely forget something.
Okay.
I don't even know how I got on it.
Well, there is a small little object in there that looks like it's made of fur
Ooh.
that you don't recognize.
I'm gonna reach down and grab it. Kind of hold it up in front of my face. This. And give it a little squeeze.
Okay, it feels like there's something in it.
So it's soft and it's furry. A little ball.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of feel something maybe gritty inside of it.
I'm gonna grab it.
Hard to tell, like a little charm. I like a little charm.
So I'm gonna grab it with my other hand now. And I'm gonna pull it apart, almost like you would pull apart like an egg after you crack it. Just kind of gently see what happens.
And it has some little feathery things inside of it that looks kind of like snow, except it's not melting.
Oh. I'm gonna sniff it. Does it smell?
No. There's a faint, I mean, there's faint smell of leather from the fur,
This is so very
but there's
strange.
there's
Powdered sugar.
Can I put it back
Yeah,
together?
taste it.
or did I like
Put it in your
break
mouth.
it
Yeah.
by opening it?
well, no, because you didn't rip it apart. You just yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it back together. I'm gonna put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Because I'm afraid I'm gonna break it.
Okay.
Pip is going to go to
And
bed.
during your watch, you do hear some more periodic squeals and yips as it gets further and further away. That poor hare is being sent on quite a chase.
Oh,
But the rest of your watch is quiet. Do you wake someone else up for their watch?
how long has it been? If it's not necessary to wake someone up,
A few hours.
yeah. If it's not necessary, I wouldn't. But if it's gonna get like to where I was up too late and I'm risking being exhausted, then I would switch for someone else.
Yeah, after you've been up for some hours, you're starting to feel pretty tired, and you're starting to think that exhaustion might become a problem.
Okay, so then I'm gonna go get. I think it was. Excuse me. I'm gonna go get Tale, and let him have a turn.
Tallies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wake up and take a watch.
Okay. And your watch is quiet, although when it gets really, really quiet before, well, the delayed dawn here in Icewinddale, you notice the snow starts falling, but nothing else seems to happen.
Okay. End of my watch. guess I'll go and wake. Who do I wake?
You might be able to just get the party up at this point.
Yeah.
Because Azatoth took a fairly long watch. And it's, it's not going to get very light. Especially with as heavy of overcasts you've got with it starting to snow.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I'll just get the party up then.
No, you're a cheater. What?
Pip is snuggling
Time to
Cairo
go, huh?
as he shouldn't.
Well, it's time to just start getting ready for the morning. I think it'll be light in a couple of hours, and we can get moving.
Oh, good. Thank you. I can use the time to do some of my morning routine and stretches before we get going.
Azatoth, as you take down your tent, you realize that one of the stakes that's been supporting it seems to be missing.
How very strange. I'm gonna pull out the little fuzzy ball and look at it again.
You have this urge as you consider it, you kind of have this urge that it makes you think of snowballs, and it makes you think of snowballs that could be thrown. And if you give it kind of a test, let's see, if you've slept with this, you would probably know. I have no idea how to do it. It's not an attunement thing, but you would have identified it.
Oh. Yes. Huh.
And you start thinking, maybe those kids were on to something with all the snowballs. Okay.
Interesting. I will treasure this always.
So as we head out, did I scale this map? I did scale the map, I think. Okay, so as you head out the next morning, we're packing up, we're sort of heading out, taking a bearing on Kelvin's cairn and heading that direction. However, it's really overcast. You really can't see the cairn today. And the snow it's not very heavy, but it's kind of wet snow that's really kind of chilling.
Question.
So,
Because I'm trying to put it in DDB. It's a magic ranged weapon. So does it use my dexterity because it's ranged? Does it use my strength because it's requiring to be thrown? Or does it use my spellcasting modifier because it's a magic item?
For snowballs, I would use dex.
Okie dokie.
But you could make a case for any of those.
I would say
it does the same damage as a dagger, and dagger's a dex thrown.
But it's not a dagger.
Yeah.
You don't with daggers you throw with grace and accuracy. Snowballs you yeet at your target. I mean that's
And you throw with laughter and giggles, yes.
Interestingly enough, though, it says as a bonus action you do it and throw it, which means it's only a bonus action to throw it. And so you'll still have your action left at the end of the.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Like a fighter, only throw snowballs.
Let's get frostbite so you can freeze it and throw ice balls at people.
So, Azatoth, are you navigating again this morning?
Sure.
Give me, and I assume you're getting help. Give me another survival check with advantage.
Hey.
Okay. And mid-afternoon or so, you're starting to get up in between the two hills, small mountains, foothills, whatever you might want to call them. And the snow is getting really heavy at this point. And here we Okay. I would like, are we still in the same order we were in before? I do need to know the marching order roughly. So we've got the tokens here a little higher up on the map above Kelvin's cairn. If you guys could sequence yourselves. So if Azatoth Azatoth's at the front, I presume, since he's
Yeah.
navigating.
Since Landar's helping, I imagine he'd also be in the front.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I'm pretty content. Unless Cairo wants to be in front of me.
I think the marching order is pretty close to what we're actually doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Andwise, give me a deck save.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, coming along the end, as you guys are sort of walking along between these, you walk kind of along one place that's got kind of an overhang, and as you're walking under, a very large amount of snow for your size dumps down on top of you. You don't take any damage, but you're gonna have to kind of dig yourself out.
No.
Is his head at least
Bailey's, how much are you paying? How? He's gonna in. Any of the rest of you, I would say yes. Him, I would say no. Thales, how much are you paying attention to Andwise behind you? Did we lose him?
Yeah, he left for a minute.
Rip.
Okay, so he's paying no attention behind him at all. Okay, the group continues on for a little while then. What are you doing, Andwise?
I would have to say cursing and trying to dig myself out.
Give me some athletics.
This is how he dies. Or not.
Actually, no. He is able to dig a way forward, and he's able to keep himself oriented as to which way is up, and he kind of digs himself out. However, he is now quite a ways behind the rest of you. And it has been snowing. So you're going to have to make an independent survival check in order to find the group again. Unless Thales happens to notice that you dropped behind. There was a whump of snow behind you.
Okay. I mean, if I heard a whump of snow, I would certainly investigate.
And Andwise was no longer behind you.
Yeah, I'd call out to everybody and say that Andwise seems to have disappeared, and call for a halt before turning and
Okay.
seeing if I can find him.
Okay. And it only takes him, he's able to keep his head and keep his orientation, and especially if you start helping when you see the snow sort of moving, he's able to dig himself out, and it doesn't actually slow you down very much. All right. And as you crest over a ridge as you continue to head up. You can kind of, well, no, you can't really. I'm gonna need some survival checks because it's snowing pretty hard and you really don't have visibility.
Do you need everybody to make one?
One person can make it with advantage on behalf of the party. Actually, Lando, why don't you make it with Warbuck stepped away?
All right.
Okay. Well then. Okay. So you crest over a snow-covered ridge. And you kind of see something slightly poking up out of the snow.
So, seeing this, I'd probably call for a halt and try to go to investigate it to see what it is.
What's that?
So
What's going on?
So you crested over a snow-covered ridge and saw something in the snow. And Landar is heading over to take a look at it. And you see kind of brownish sort of smear, and you see something that looks a little odd. You kind of brush the snow away from it a little bit, and it is a hand.
Oh no.
I have somebody buried here. And I would try to scoop out some of the snow a little bit more, just see if the person's like still alive.
I have a
Well,
shovel.
the hand isn't attached to anything.
Oh.
And it looks like it was sort of pulled off. As you dig around a little more, you are able to find a lower leg. Oh, look, over here's the torso. I mean, the snow's kind of covered over a lot of the gory bits, but you can, putting this together, this looks like this was a dwarf.
Rip.
Well, you did hear that a Yeti had.
Yeah.
You're in the right place. That's good news.
Yeah, seeing this is like, well, based on what we've heard, is the people are being dismembered. The dwarves are being dismembered from the Yeti. So at least we're getting closer, maybe.
You have not found the head. A good portion of the intestines and the inner abdomen seems to be gone. Yeah.
I
See
start
if you can
lifting
find
up
any other limbs. I'll look over here.
Well, he yeah. So give me, whoever's looking for pieces and parts, give me an investigation check, please.
Investigation. Okay.
So, Azathoth, you actually, oh my, good, look at Collies. So, Azathoth, you find
Yes.
an area where it looks like it was slightly protected by something, and so there was less snow over it, and you kind of find a place where what looks like a heavy sled had been pulled. Thales, you find what looks like a very small glove.
Like too small for the hand of a
It
dwarf.
would not be on a dwarf. It would not be on a dwarf.
Maybe one of your people, and I gesture towards towards Giz. Did we lose her? I think she just froze. Look at her face! Prince
Well,
Wayne!
That's where the session ends. 'Cause she's gone.
Oh, brilliant.
Rip. But now we will never know what she said.
Nope. That's okay, though. That's okay. All right, so to sum up, just so that we know and it's recorded, we found the we found tracks for the sled, and we found a tiny glove, and that's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And hopefully we see you next week. Goodbye, everyone.